Even though he has not always been protected, he's always been a protector.
Broken people saw that signal and done what they thought they needed to do to the request that I was making, and they just chose improperly.
He never told me nothing. I knew nothing about it.
I feel like everyone in my family, in some form or way, has been fondled or molested or raped in some form or fashion.
I couldn't understand how God was in me because I was that.
Larry was tolerated versus celebrated.
There's a wrong way and right way to do everything, and Larry always seemed to choose the wrong way.
Yes, I was drugged and raped, and that happened when I was 17 years old. Misfits have an ability to stick out. But if the misfit accept that they absolutely cannot fit in, then they become someone with an X factor.
Multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of the MBN Network, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangsta Track Queens. Streaming online at BET.plus. The MBN Network is a nonprofit organization based in Atlanta, Georgia. We are a streaming, radio, and ministry network funded by a network of partners that are professionals, technicians, entrepreneurs, and entertainers from around the world. Become a member of Patreon today at patreon.com/Larry Reid Live to gain access to all that the NBN Network has to offer. On Sundays, tune in for prayer, prophecy, and coaching call, available for Patreon members only. Join in on the morning meditation and prayer call, open to the public Monday through Friday. On Monday evenings, catch the digital entertainment news show, Larry Reid Live, as Dr. Reid discusses an array of topics with a raw, humorous, and controversial approach. Get informed and inspired on Tier 2 Tuesdays for Tier 2 Patreon members only. Wednesday night breakdown with Dr. Reid, the virtual prophets, pastoral counselors, and coaches, available for Tier 2 patron members only. Participate in Therapy Thursdays and Financial Fridays for all tiers inside of Patreon only. Saturdays, rest and be with your family. Become a member today by logging on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live today. Church Critic by Dr. Larry D. Reid. An examination of the Larry Reid Live show perspective. Purchase a copy today by logging on to LarryReidLive.com. That's LarryReidLive.com. Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and hit the bell. Text LRL to 404-999-7527. That's the words LRL to 404-999-7527. And get notified when we go live. Become a member of Patreon. Log on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Sign up, then download the Patreon app and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
Rain on the thunder, tell a storm I'm new. I'm a wild, come a march on the regular, painting white flags blue. Lord forgive me, I've been
This structure was used for trade in human beings. Enslaved Africans were captured from different areas in Africa, put them in chains and shackles, and they traveled on foot for several days, weeks, months, crossing rivers, climbing mountains, hills to get to the dungeons.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't 'cause a winner don't quit on themselves.
We're about to have a conversation.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me or not. I'm not too sure how this signal is going to be. If you can hear me, take a moment and hit the 1. And it's good to see you guys. I know I haven't been on, but I've been working and doing some things and getting some things done. It's a little this and that. Okay, great. You can hear me. Am I not loud enough? Am I clear? Just let me know. I'm gonna try to be quick, just in case the signal goes out. Okay, good. Loud, and you hear me clearly. Now, the conversation that I'm about to have with you, for some of you, it's going to be a little unnerving, because as I'm talking, you're going to realize some things, and then you're going to have to ask yourself some questions. A while back, after the election, I came live because I was terribly troubled, and I understood that it was because that I was feeling in my spirit, I feel like, this is what I think. I think I was feeling you guys. I think I was feeling all of the Black women that I have supported with this platform, all of the alleged and proven victims that I have spoken up on this platform for. I have used this platform for the Black church. I have used this Black platform. I've used it for Blackness. I was doing it before I started this platform. And I think because of all of that, and even the stuff I'm not mentioning, I think it somehow or another put me between the feelings that you guys have about what has transpired in our country. And since then, there have been a whole lot of things that has happened. And I want to speak about those things. I want to talk about those things. And I hope that nobody here is going to be offended, triggered, and upset at the things that I'm going to say from my viewpoint and what I think. And also, I'm going to answer some of your questions as well. Any question you ask me, I'm going to answer concerning what I'm going to be talking about. But don't do the questions yet. Don't do the questions yet. I'm going to tell you when to do it, and then I'm going to answer your question. But what I need for you to do right now, I need for you all to hit like and hit share. And I want to apologize, those of you that tuned into prayer on this morning, expecting me to be on the prayer line, because I do Wednesdays and Thursdays. Latrice do Tuesday. She do Tuesday and Thursday. I do Wednesdays and Fridays. But I was caught up, and I was having a meeting with some government officials here in Ghana, and I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave. So by the time I finished, prayer had been over for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I am going to be on the prayer line on Friday. I may even, if things work out, I may switch it up with Latrice tomorrow, and because she filled in for me today, and I may do Thursday and Friday. And if you want to be a part of our prayer line, then you just need to text the word Reformation, REFORMATION, to 404-999-7527. So if you do that right now, then I'll send you the link when it's time to pray. So take a moment, please, everybody. If you're on Facebook, because it's typically y'all that don't like to do it, I need for you guys to hit like, and I need for you to hit share. And I need for you to let people know that we are on right now. So let me say this. I'm going to start this conversation with making a statement that I know I need to make. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Thank you, Kendall. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you for putting in that. Hey, Angela Reid, how you doing? Growing up in Pikeville, North Carolina, I think that's her, our neighbor down the street, to the other set of Reids. Joy, I can't wait to see your face and nibble on your jaw. All right, thank you. All right, hit like and hit share, especially on Facebook. And if you're really bold, send it to your pastor, because you probably don't know who he voted for. And that's going to be our conversation today. And we want to focus on Black pastors, Black leaders that voted for Trump. And what does that mean? I saw somebody in the chat say, if you voted for Trump, exit stage left. That ain't the kind of energy that I'm on. And I don't think that's the kind of energy that any of us should be on. However, I do believe you reserve the right to make a decision about those that are in your life and your family as relates to how they voted in this election. I am not going to push you to, or encourage you rather, because I can't really push you to do nothing. I'm not going to suggest to you to ignore how you feel, what you are thinking, and then tell you to turn the other cheek and just let it be. No, I'm not going to tell you that. I don't feel like I'm supposed to tell you that. Do whatever you need to do, but I want you to be very careful not to turn into the person you think that they are by acting a certain kind of way towards them. I really don't need for you, and this is me encouraging and just asking you to consider this, to not turn into, because I'm an independent. So I think that's the reason why I probably can look at this stuff the way I look at it. Partly. The other part is just, I just feel like I feel like God brought me to age 46, a very rough way that made me work through some stuff and look at things differently. And so it may not really have a lot to do with me being independent. It's just that I don't think you can categorize all Republicans the same. I don't think you can categorize all Democrats the same. I think if you do that, I think you sort of become what you're saying they are. So I'm not on that kind of energy. I saw it in the chat. I don't know who said it, but I'm not on that kind of energy. However, this election wasn't like any election that we have ever had. I don't even know if you can call it an election, because, and if you guys remember, I was being asked live about who I thought was going to win the presidency. And certain situations in life, people always consult prophets and they think they are, I don't know what they think, but we can look and we can see, and we have gifts that allow us to know. And let me make this distinction, because I saw this prophetic mistake made online by some prophets. Everything you see, you hear in a vision, or from your personal angel, or from a dream or a vision, does not mean that God is telling you this. And that may be hard for you guys to understand, and maybe some of you to hear. That was a mistake I used to make when I was a younger prophet. When I was a younger prophet, everything I saw, sensed, and felt, especially being that I was always right about it, I said, God, his spirit told me this is what God said. And I was in error. Because God has given me a gift of sight, and I see, and I know. I see even when God is not opening up my eyes in the moment to see, because he gave me the gift, and it's my gift. And my character, my prayer life, and all of those things is what regulates, runs, I'm talking about my gift. I can't speak for everybody, my gift. So, and I'll tell you, if any of you I've ever prophesied to, I'll be saying God, saying God, saying God. It's on the NBN Network IG page. They posted them now. And you hear me say God, and then I say, this is what I see. And this is what I feel and sense. Those are two different things. And just because God gave me the gift does not mean that everything that the gift discerns and decodes and detects is the thus saith the Lord. And I saw that online, and it troubled me, because I'm like, I would think that people would know this, because I got checked. God checked me on that. He said, no. This is what you see. I gave you the gift, and the gift gonna work. It's gonna work. And you can turn it on, you can turn it off. If it's a gift from God, turn it. No, you don't have a gift. The spirit of prophecy comes on you and you prophesy. A spirit of prophecy come on you and you see. That's not me. God has given me the tools long ago to see, to hear, sense, decode, and discern, so that I can serve his people, not church people only, but the entire world. So I want you to understand that first. So if you hear somebody say God said, people use God said because they are getting information, and I don't think it's proper to do. I told all my prophets against it. So if you've ever received a prophetic phone call for any of my prophets, you hear the distinction. They'll tell you God said, and you hear them say, this is what I see, this is what I sense. Those are two different things. And you guys need to know that. You need to know that. Even if the prophet speaking don't know it, you need to know it. That everything a prophet see, sense, feel, does not mean this is the will and the way of the Lord. Okay? So let me put that there first. Now, are we clear? Is everybody clear? Is everybody clear about that? And I don't need anybody in here coming in the chat fighting for Trump or fighting for Kamala. That's not what I'm on. If you followed me on this platform, I told you guys, because of Pluto, we're going to see a rise of Trump energy. And I said, I don't know if he's going to be the president or not, but it looked like it because of Pluto. What do you mean, Reid? Pluto and the planet Earth are in a, for lack of better words, relationship, like an apostle and prophet, or the apostolic and prophetic. Those energies work together. And Pluto and planet Earth, that's how it is. Pluto went in the same position that it was in when Trump was president. And I told y'all what it meant. I said, we either going to be looking at a Trump presidency, or we're going to be looking at the rise of Trump energy. I told you. Now, if you heard me say it, put it in the chat so people would know that I'm not making this up. That is what I said. And then I told y'all I'm voting for Kamala. And I told you why. I said I'm voting for Kamala because she is a woman first. And then I gave a list. But my main reason is because she's a woman. And even in 2016, I wanted Hillary to win. I voted for Hillary because I have a mom that is probably the strongest, one of the strongest humans I've ever met and seen and experienced, along with her sisters and a host of aunts and church mothers. I'm very clear about what a woman is. And so that's what I wanted. Was I disappointed that she did not win? No. I was bothered that Trump won, I want you to hear what I say. And I'm not talking about the person Trump. I'm not even talking about the person Kamala. I'm talking about humanity versus, and I'm trying to look for the right word, business. Hey, that's good. Humanity versus business. That's how I looked at it. So I'm going to say some things about Black pastors and what it means when you find out or you hear that a Black pastor supports, well, let me throw support, that they actually cast a vote. Because I told you guys, because of one thing, the unrealized capital gains, I should vote or should have voted for Trump. I have millions of dollars in real estate. I need to vote for Trump. It's in my best interest to vote for Trump. But when I looked at what he was saying, and I looked at what Kamala was saying, both of them lying. Trump lying more. But I couldn't, in my Black mind could not allow me to do that. I preach liberation. I talk about liberation. I talk about, Blackness. I wrote the song about Black magic. I discuss and support Black and brown people, especially women, and that was not Trump's conversation. There was no way that I could vote for Trump because he was not for humanity. He just was not. And he wasn't for unity. So it was humanity, unity versus business dollars. I couldn't do that. And that's why I voted the way that I did. There are so many millionaire friends, connections, and people that I love who voted for Trump, and they're Black. It's disappointing. I can't ignore it. I won't ignore it. That does not mean that I don't have to speak to, not friends with, or become an enemy with these people. That don't mean that. It does mean that I need to pay attention to what is sitting in my face. And the reality is that no matter which way you cut it, we always talk about the pastors out there fucking and doing everything up under the sun. But we don't talk about the pastors who ain't doing that. But wealth, money can cloud your judgment. Wealth, money can cloud your judgment. How can you vote for I'm not going to say person, I'm going to say, how can you vote for and be a support for rhetoric, policies that negatively affect those that spiritually you've been assigned by God to minister to? I cannot reconcile that. No part of me can reconcile that. So what does that mean? Wealth, riches, and money has clouded your judgment. It don't mean that you the devil and you a demon. It means that you're human and you need to go to the mirror and tell yourself the truth. That your wealth, you voted for money, business, wealth, riches. You did not vote for Black people. You did not vote for women. You did not vote for humanity. You didn't. Problem. And I need for you guys to, my baby mother, name of her platforms, put a pin in it. I need you to put a pin in it and do not forget it. And you need to move with this in your mind. And you probably are going to make some kind of adjustments. I'm not for cutting family members off. I don't think religion, I don't think politics should tear a family up, should tear a friendship up, should tear a ministry up. I'm not going to be a yes for that. I don't go with that. But I am for you having your values, your ethics, and you standing in them and being very clear about it and loving everybody. That's me. So let me make a statement. For those of you who are heartbroken and feel like, I can't believe God will let him win. I know people feel like that. I want you to know one thing, and this is going to help you if you let your ears hear me. God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, the angels of the Lord, and the like had absolutely nothing to do with this election. I want you to put that in the chat. God had nothing to do with this election. This election was by the system and its people. And we need to post this online so that we can help some folk get clear. I'm going to talk to you about, that's the only word I can use to describe this entire Ghana trip. I got so much to tell y'all. And there's a little short film documentary that's coming out. God had nothing. God, your God. Okay, God is love and God is holy. Please tell me, where was he in this election? I don't know if we can call it election. You know, people were asking me before the election came what I saw. And one of the things I said, in addition to what I've already said, I said, I can't see no election. Do y'all remember me saying that? How many of you believe me saying, I can't see no election? And then I had a dream and I texted my contractors and I saw the map and I saw certain colors. I said, I don't know if this means that this is going to happen, but it definitely means that there's going to be some kind of election that is going to happen. But I kept saying, I said, I can't see one. I don't think we had one. That's what I think. Pluto goes back into the position that it was at the beginning of the year, which welcomed the age of Aquarius. That happens in 6 days. I want you to put in the chat 6 days. In 6 days, we go back into Aquarius. Now, if you do not know the information, I don't have time to teach it, but everybody that know what that means. We started dealing with that energy of Aquarius at the end of 2023 when covers start getting pulled and people felt like they needed to talk. Y'all, people are going to start talking, I promise you. And we're going to hear something that is going to trouble us. And I can't wait until the official number come out. Everybody's saying what the AP said, but the AP is not the official. We got to hear from the Federal Election Board. I'm messing up the name. There's more words in that. That usually takes weeks to happen. I do not feel like things are going to be settled, but for a little while. That doesn't mean that Trump will not be president. I'm not saying that. But it is possible that you voted and elected Trump or some robots or AI. But still, there's going to be a selection that is going to be made for us because of what's happening behind the scene. I can go ahead and tell you now that it's not been put out yet, but, and I saw this in 2017, there is a split at the top that is happening that's going to get very interesting. So, getting back to what I was saying, God was not in this election. And I want y'all to be very clear about this. And you know it. I'm just saying it for you. He wasn't. I know there are other people that I posted on this platform and people that I love. But I said what I said. And y'all know me. If it was my mom and daddy, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm telling you, my God, I don't know which one you serve, was not in this election. This was an election by the system and its people. This was not the hand of God. And I need for you to know that so you can get that off of your perspective about God. What kind of God would he be if he allowed it? Do y'all hear what has been rolled out from that campaign of what they're going to do to people? Break up families? My God? Not mine. He was not in this election. And we need to say this. He was not. You need to know. I don't think he was in it. I question, do you know him? He was not in this. God was not in this. And I heard something. It wasn't said directly. Well, actually, another one did. I heard somebody say that Trump was God's choice. I said, what the heck? What? But then I began to understand it's because they saw it. They had a prophetic moment, a vision, dream, or something. I said, okay, I see why they're saying that, because their gift began to decode the future, and they begin to, I got it. But I know what you're saying. This is what I saw. This is what I seen. And because it happened, then it was God and it was his choice. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. You're making a mistake. It's as simple as that. That is not how it works. Because if Trump was God's choice, then we gotta believe and we gotta say that God is all that Trump is, and that Trump is and God is of the same essence. That ain't what that means. Go to your Bibles. Go to your Bibles. Go to your Bibles. We see this, I think it's in 1 Samuel 8. Just read the whole chapter so you can get it. There's the choice of the people, and then there's God's choice. These are never, oh God, these are never the same. I want y'all to find it for me in the biblications, because I don't see it. We've always seen God's choice, and normally that happens while the seat is in somebody else's hand that the people done chose, or somebody's in the seat that done went rogue and often wrong. And then God sends a prophet out in the middle of nowhere and pour oil on them, this God's choice, and then years pass before things switch. This is the only thing we've seen. This is the only thing we've seen. So too sad. This was God's election. I'm disappointed in you. And I want you to not say that no more. Don't say that no more. All right, so let's continue to have this conversation. So let me repeat, for those of you, God let him win, baby. God had nothing to do with this election. Now I want to say something to you guys that are watching me.
you know your pastor, your favorite prophet, your favorite this, that, mentor, whatever, voted for Trump. You know it. Let me say this to you, because I know what you're feeling, and I know what you want to do. But y'all, I understand, and I've had to get in God's face on some stuff, and I think God things were scheduled months ago for me to come to Ghana, because I told you one word that describes this trip for me is clear. God has made me clear about me, about you, about us, about we, about why am I not married again yet? Clear. Why are things like this? Clear. Who is this person? Clear. What is the structure for this? Clear. Well, what am I supposed to do about this? Clear. I do not need a prophecy. I do not need another dream. I can probably go the next 5 years off of what God has told me. I'm clear. And I pray. Well, first of all, I know everybody that I received the teruma from and I serve. Clearance, clarity is here. And by the close of this year, you're going to have so much clarity. And nothing will be foggy and cloudy to you. You're going to be clear. In your eyes will be no cloud. Put that in the chat. My eyes have no cloudiness. Put that in there. My eyes have no cloudiness. And I'm going to tell you this. The person in your ear determines your year. And the person in your ear determines what comes near. The person in your ear can counsel or create fear. You got to monitor who's in your ear. And you've got to vet them up one side, down the next, and protect your ear. And for many of you, you're not clear because who's in your ear. You're not clear because who's in your ear. You're not clear because who's in your ear. If you're whoever voted for Trump, your black pastor, your black leader voted for Trump, you need to get very clear about what that means. It's business, it's power, it's money, it's influence, it's no taxable gains. That's what it is. And they chose that over the women in their life, their wife, their children, their girlfriend, their daughters, their aunts, their female members. And you need to know that. You need to know that. I must say it again because I can feel your resistance. No, but not, that ain't why. The devil is a liar. Like I go old school. That is exactly what it means. And you need to pay a darn attention to it. So what does that mean for me, Larry? I don't know. For me, I just know. And I can't say I didn't know before. But now here's the evidence of this. So, okay, now that I know that, okay, so let me vote for me. Put that in the chat. I'm voting for me. For here on out. And I'm not telling you to separate from your pastor. I'm not telling you to separate from your mentor, spiritual father. Because listen to me. And I'm about to say something really powerful. Once, now I'm not talking about y'all go making people your spiritual father, making people your prophet, making people your pastor and mentor. That's a different conversation. But I'm talking to those of you who you know that this person, these people, maybe that church, God sent you there. Do not ever in your heart, you can say your experience and what you feel and what you think and keep it 100% real. But be really careful, even with that, what you say. But in your heart, do not eject and disrespect that prophet, that pastor, that whoever it is that in your life that voted for Trump and they're your black leader. Because, and I'm going to say this and you may not agree, but once they are your prophet, your not prophet, once they are your mentor, your pastor, your teacher, they always will be. What do you mean, Reid? What I mean is, if you're speaking against them and you let that thing come in your heart, every deposit, every lesson learned evaporates. What you got from them evaporates. And you no longer can walk in the blessing of it. You no longer can pull it up and use it. You have to always honor. I'm going to say that again because I know that's tough. I know, but hey, you know it when you came in there. Who you come here to watch. Once a pastor, spiritual father, a mentor, let me say mentor and spiritual father. Once a mentor, always a mentor. Once a spiritual father, always a spiritual father. In the sense that what they have done for you spiritually stays with you and in you as long as you honor it. Now, once you dishonor it and disparage it, the deposits, the impartation evaporates. Gone. And the favor and the grace that came with that, gone. Gone. But Reid, because my pastor, my spiritual father voted for Trump, I can't be aligned in the way that I was before. That's fine. I don't even want to put my money in that ministry anymore. That's fine. But don't you dishonor. Don't you disparage. Don't you let that thing get up in your heart, because every deposit, every impartation evaporates. Ask your questions and then I'm gonna go, because I gotta do I gotta serve those that I'm responsible for in about 4 hours. So if you want to be a part of that, text Reformation to 404-999-7527 so that you can participate with us today. What the hell is that? Boy, them robots come here all the time doing something. Let me see if I can send y'all straight to hell. Let me see. I don't care you don't believe there ain't one. I'm making one right now and I'm sending you there. Bye, go to hell. Bye. Bye. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm looking at the questions. Right, Karen, don't allow it to harden your heart. Put your questions in the chat. All right, the first one I see is Sherelle Wright. So if you see in the chat that your question was before Sherelle, put it in the chat again, because I ain't gonna see it. I'm not scrolling up. I'm starting from right here and I'm going down. So Sherelle Wright, is voting a spiritual act? I think this is a great question. Every decision that you make in your heart and in your mind for you is a spiritual act for you. Every action, every word, every behavior, every thought, we can dissect that and uncover what's happening in your spirit and who you are spiritually. Yeah, for you. The election, God had nothing to do with it. He ain't in it. It won't his. But when you cast your vote, you done a spiritual act for yourself. All right. Got that clear. All right. Oh, the question is coming right behind. Odell Bradley says, what is the pastor voted for his own self-interest as opposed to what's good for the people. I done told you, for me, that is someone who just revealed their spirit, their mind, their goals, how they look at life, how they look at humanity. And you need to remember it. So if they get up in the pulpit and they start talking about Black Lives Matter, or they start talking about Black liberation theology, you already know that they're just talking. Because when the rubber meets the road, they can't be bought. All right? Someone said, I'm late. Who are those leaders? Hell, if I know, that ain't what we're doing today, baby. I saw a prophet saying that Trump was God's choice to slow down judgment. Can you explain that, please? It's a lie. It's simple as that. It's what they think. It's their lie. They told it. All right. Let me see. I'm reading. Brother Larry, I will have to meditate on this lesson. This was a hard lesson. Yeah. How you doing, Michelle? How to get rid of anxiety, praying and working. Prayer is not the remedy for anxiety. Let me say this: a lot of things that we pray about, we should be implementing our practice about. Always ask yourself the question: should I pray about this, or should I implement a practice for this? Now, me, I always ask myself that, and even if I'm implementing a practice for it, I'm still praying about it. Okay. All right. Right. Don't dishonor, don't disparage. You can't do that. Are you attending Jamal Bryant's men's conference January the 4th? No, I do not hate Jamal Bryant. I actually can't knock the things that he's done for the Black community and for humanity. Great and wonderful. However, where I'm at in my manhood is far beyond anything that I think that Jamal Harrison Bryant can teach Larry. However, there are other men that need him. Okay. Let me see. Well, y'all know I'm always do that. Larry, you are funny acting like the Grinch, and you funny looking and smelling, and now you sent to Blockville. I don't know why people come here and pull up with me, and I got the mic. Do you also think that misogyny in the Black church in general has something to do with the Black pastors voting for him? Possibly. I told you what I thought, though. So would it have been God of Kamala one? No. No. I done told you God won't end this. This was our choice. And the system. Have you heard Joshua Giles saying America will be under judgment because of how they treat the least of these? No, I haven't. I've known Joshua Giles since he was a kid trying to prophesy. And all of us mature prophets will be in there and will work with him to help him. I 100% believe, even if he voted for Trump, I believe that God's hand is on him as a prophet. But that does not mean you suck down everything somebody said. You got to watch folk. And I'm not saying this about him, but I'm talking about prophets in general. You just got to watch people, y'all, and use your judgment. Pay attention. Ain't you got your own prayer life? You know God is love. Look, if you that measure don't work when it comes to love, okay, you can give the deuces if you choose. I will support you doing that. Yeah. I don't understand. The Bible tells us that your hand ain't going to be in a whole situation if you mess with one of God's least. What the Bible say God said. I'm telling you what the Bible said God said. The Bible said that God said it's best for you to be dead. Millstone round the neck, cast to the sea. Yeah. Please explain again about the pastor's vote for Trump being a business decision. Simple as that. Capital gains, and capital gains. Somebody said for me, I voted for Trump because I knew the stock market was going to go up. Well, you didn't have to vote for Trump to do that. After every election, the stock market goes up. Historical, just chat GPT it. I will say that it probably did play a part because the narrative around Trump was like he's best for the economy. Yeah. Does this also apply to spiritual mothers? I assume that is because it doesn't specify gender. You're right, Donnie. I'm a man, so I'm mansplaining. So of course I'm leaning to explain it male pastors, but it's everybody. Well, Larry, I have laid out at least 2 to 3 pastors in my lifetime. Can I apologize to stop the evaporation? Is the well, first question. Did they really impact your life? And this is official Taisha report. If you want to go and just have a good conversation like you on the front porch and laugh and talk and have a good conversation, and go over there, listen to them. It's great. And this community is great too. The people in the comments, it's like Michelle a few minutes ago I spoke to, she'd be over there. They be talking and who else? T. And they all, I think all of them have started out as LRLers. And they still are, but they're very active in Ty's chat. It feels very family there. So did they give you a deposit? Was it just the pastor that you chose? Did you really benefit anything from them? If you did, and see, Larry, bruh, y'all have only seen me speak positive about every pastor I ever have. Even if I had to tell you a story about something that they did, I told it in a way where I kept honor and respect around it. And I'm not going to tell you the negative without the positive, because I'm not about to bankrupt my own soul, spirit, and future by disrespecting someone that God used to bring me to something. I'm not ever doing that. And I see people do that all the time, man. Just keep watching them. You're going to see everything fold up around them. Okay. Dr. Reid, do you think there will be a lot of government programs within? Well, according to what's been said, yeah. Let me see. Great statement. I have a question. What if Black woman for Trump? What does that mean? I don't know. It's their choice, you guys. It ain't, let people choose whatever they choose, but pay darn attention. Let people choose whatever they choose, but just pay attention. All right. I have a question. I already did that one. Ooh, God, there's a lot of questions. Hey, Vonda, how do you now engage with those close family that staunch Trumpsters? I let them manifest and they be. I'm not going to change. I mean, I'm going to be me. If I loved you before the election, I'm going to love you after the election. If I liked you before the election, I like you after the election. I think, and that's speaking for me, I have learned how to let people be. And I've also learned how to deal and sit with people's humanity. So I can know you low down dirty in the area, but you got a great personality that I click with and I like. And I'll go out to eat with you. I come see you. We have a great time. But I just got that line drawn with you because I know if I let you over here, then it's going to be a problem. And then we both going to be manifesting. So I just keep my connections, at a certain line. And it's been like that hard stop since 2022. Yeah. So what should we do now to cover ourselves, watch and pray? Always do that. But I told you, vote for you. Put you first, especially Black women. Black women, you need to put yourself first and do not lend your Black feminine energy to support anything that does not have you front and center. Stop doing that. Everybody that wants to win, including the Black male pastor, taps the Black woman because it can't be done without a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, you are Mother God. It cannot be done without you. God created the world with feminine energy, called her wisdom. You cannot win without a woman. And every Black leader, Black business, Walmart, everybody knows you can't. TV entertainment is measured according to 25 to 53 women. And people watch TV that has women front and center. Tyler Perry knows this. Why don't y'all know this? You're Mother God. God can't create without you. We can't win without you. You got to put you first. Black women, hear me well. You got to put you first. Vote for you. You first. Even if you married, put you first. Hey, I know you ain't gonna hear a lot of pastors and religious leaders or spiritual leaders tell you that, but I'm telling you. And I've been telling you, but you probably hear it now in a different way because of what has happened. Because you're clear. For many of you, you're crying about what has happened, but you need to wipe your tears and see. Oh, thank God for this that has occurred, because now I know who is who. And I need to vote for me. Yeah. Do I believe that VP Harris was God's choice? No, God was not in this election. This election was by the people, for the people, the system. God is not in elections. God is in selections. Oh, you know what? I ain't got time for that. But you just read your Bibles. Read your Bibles. Read your biblications. Oh, screenshot that. I don't want anyone in my ear who doesn't care about me and my well-being. Larry, I see you with the Denise Huxtable Gordon Guttrell on today. Just want to. Oh my God! This dude looks similar. It does, but mine is right. I ain't gonna tell you what it is. They say I'm bragging. All right. Go look at Kim Clement prophecy about Trump 207 before he passed. And yes, he was 2 terms. This is about cleaning the government out because of corruption and perversion. Okay, that's okay if you want to assign to that, bro. First of all, let's tell the first truth. Kim Clement stole the prophecy from Nostradamus. That's number one. Number two is white evangelicals. Y'all. And there's so many Black Christians that have taken on that spirit. And every Black privileged person who ever been up in the white evangelicals still got some of that in their spirit, if they haven't done the hard work. Let's not put God and elections in the same sentence no more. That's just, it's weird and off. It's weird and off. This land, this country was built with Black blood, murder. How in the whole hell in the heaven God involved in the elections here? The first thing my God gonna do is put a millstone round about America's neck and send it down the toilet. Cause that faith in God we trust, and they repented and acknowledged sin and gave reparations to Black people. And I'm not talking about money. Y'all are not thinking. The church brain and religion and Christianity incorporated Jesus Christ, white Jesus. Let me say that. White Jesus, being their mascot, has poisoned you and got into your spirituality. Our nation is wicked. Do you think some of these votes were bought? Yes, and more than that. Oh, I did go up some. Okay, you said it twice, Thais. Let me see. I'm going after your questions. I got about 10 more minutes of questions, then I'm out of here. I know you believe in prophecy, Larry. Did you see prophetic words from Prophet Kim Clement? I just told you about that. But y'all do understand that there are many different types and kinds of prophets. A prophet is just a voice for a deity or for the spirit world. And Christian people think we own the word prophet. Prophet is older than Christianity. A prophet. Think outside of your churches and your Bibles when it comes to the word prophet. Because you're going to get duped. Because there's so many people that are accurate in giving you information from the spirit world. But what does that mean? I believe this election is people's choice. All elections. Some people thank God for Trump. Some pray God against Trump. You're right. Hi, Larry. I thank you for your insight in this revolutionary moment. You're welcome. I'm always going to be right here. All right. Do you think there was a pact made with him and corporations to keep prices high so it would depress the economy? It would not surprise me at all. Our nation is wicked, and it's not about me or you. And it's a shame that it's seeped into the church and these pastors are voting for the economy as opposed to humanity. Nah, bro. Dr. Reid, since God was in the election, why are some people going to be negatively affected? You just answered your question. God is love. If God was in the election, he would have one or two things. Turn Trump's heart after he got elected to begin to do things that were positive for humanity and unity, or Kamala, if she got elected, would have done the same thing because she needed to do the same thing in her policies. Neither one of these people are a fit from a God viewpoint. If we believe God is in elections, and if we believe God chooses America's president, neither one of these will fit. Oh my God. Let me see. What if you were not led to vote for either candidate? But see, this is what I'm talking about. See, we get this spirituality stuff in stuff that's humanity and cultural. Oh my God, babe. Hey, you feel like you shouldn't vote, and this is a civil thing. This is not a spiritual or religious thing. Fine. But I would question what's going on with you, because this is civil duty. God didn't tell me to put on no seatbelt. God didn't tell me to drive the speed limit. That's what y'all sound like to me. Oh my God. Lord, I might have set my nervous system up. Oh my Lord. Maybe I shouldn't do no questions. I might get irritated. Do you believe that Trump is the Antichrist bringing? Oh my God. I don't ascribe to any of that stuff. I have one thing covering, protecting, leading, guiding, directing, and managing my life, and that is called Jesus the Christ. I don't know why you guys are mixing. This makes no sense to me. And I'm not trying to be ugly, but I don't understand the mindset or the concept. You got to have been infected with Christianity Incorporated. And you got to be delivered, deconstruct, and decolonize. Jamal getting married December the 12th. All guests have to get security clearance. Oh, 12/12. Great for him. Larry, Capricorn season is coming up. I'm Capricorn, December 12th. Okay. I believe election is people's choice. Yeah. Will Ghana adopt us? I'm gonna tell you what everybody needs to do. Everybody needs to do 3 things, especially in this month, because this month is all about getting into your core person and really unraveling some things and looking at who you really are, and then editing, making some adjustments, hacking your conditioning, hacking every part of yourself, and coming forth as the best version of yourself. There are a few things that you can do to help with that. Numerology, astrology, the numbers in your life when you were born, looking at the planets and the stars, counseling, therapy, your personal profit, coaching, as well as some other things you can just do to find out about you. 3 things. Ancestry.com, African Ancestry Patriarchal, your father, African Ancestry Matriarchal, your mother. You need to do this. And you need to know who you are, where you come from. This is what made me say that, because my roots are in Ghana. That's where my patriarchal line is Ghanaian. Okay, which makes sense now. Because when I was coming up leading intercessory prayer, doing prayer revivals, a lot of Africans and Jamaicans will always be attracted to me. They say, "You sound like us." I'm like, "I don't know what y'all talking about." I'm Ethelene to Reid, but now I know. I know it's my roots. And Ghanaians are known for being powerful intercessors. Who knew? Who would have thunk it? Thank you for saying this, Nicole. Can God change a prophecy if the people pray for it? So, like people saying, "I saw Trump winning." Could God have intervened to change? God was not in this election. I want you to get this very clear. He is not in elections. He's in selections. I ain't got time to explain that, but just read your Bibles and your biblications, you'll see a pattern. Who God select and who people elect are typically not the same. But there's that. So, and a prophecy does not mean that God, Father God, in Christ Jesus, is speaking his will. A person that can see, decode, sense, hear, they have their own gift, a prophetic gift. And it decodes, sees, hears, and whatever. And just because they say, "I see Trump winning," they don't mean God said Trump is going to win. So we got to fix that, because it's confusing people. And we got to fix the prophets that's saying it. Everything they see, they're saying God said. I can't. If Jamal Bryant asked you to speak at a now you know you're in on topic. No, I wouldn't, because I got to tell the truth. And how Spirit works with me, I have to say what needs to be said at any moment. And that could be the moment. I say, "Jamal, go to DMV where," let me stop. Let me stop. If the Spirit put in my mouth to rebuke, you're going to get rebuked. And y'all, this is how it was before y'all met me, and people in the chat that know me. If I would come to your church and God would give me a word for your church, and it was rebuking, or for you, I would tell you in the background what God told me about you, rebuke you, and then I would go out there and tell you people and get your permission to do it. And there have been several times when I have been told, "No, you do not have that permission." Early on, I didn't even ask. I was one of them did whatever. So you see Larry Live, the secular version of, I guess, my prophetic gift in entertainment. But in the church, it was 10 times worse. And it was cutthroat. So I wouldn't put myself in a situation like that, Odell. It would be a hard no. Did you hear about TV show hosts? Y'all just asking me some of everything. I didn't hear about that. Y'all been busy. John said they wanted Saul. They voted for Saul, and that's what they got. Yeah. Ooh. Let me see. Oh my God. Let me see. How do you engage with family members? I think I already answered this. Be yourself. I mean, because you don't need that agreement, political agreement, to love your family. You don't need religious agreement to love your family. Don't do that to your family. Don't do it to yourself. Because your family is the portal through which you broke into this world. You the gift from the universe, from God, into this existence. And that happened to be that family. Your last name is this portal, the spirit by which you came here. Honor that always. To the lady that asked about anxiety. Okay. When people find out that the prophet minister voted for Trump, that speak against them, and the prophet came back at the people, is this the way to respond? I'm not clear what you're saying. Hey, Larry Reid, if a church member sitting under a pastor who voted for Trump and the church member did not, should that person still sit under the leadership knowing that Trump is all about? If they want to, Larry wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would have to change my relationship with the church. I might will visit on big events because I love the church, I love the pastor, but because of that, I wouldn't be able to have that kind of relationship with them. I would adjust it. I would adjust the relationship. It wouldn't be that. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll all the way down now. I'm so far behind. I'm scrolling all the way down. I ain't answering no more questions. I gotta go. How do you feel about white reparations? This is hilarious. It is hilarious. Real prophets that are pastors have to give sermons as well. I get what you're saying, though. If y'all are not able to attend Jamal's wedding next month, there should be another one in about 5 to 6 years. That is hilarious. For those of you asking about my trip to Ghana, check.
Rain on the thunder, tell a storm I'm new. I'm a wild, come a march on the regular, painting white flags blue. Lord forgive me, I've been
This structure was used for trade in human beings. Enslaved Africans were captured from different areas in Africa, put them in chains and shackles, and they traveled on foot for several days, weeks, months, crossing rivers, climbing mountains, hills to get to the dungeons.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
A great trip. A short documentary is being made right now. We all sat down and gave an interview about what we thought, what we felt, and the election did come up. So it's going to be dropping on the platform at some point in time, and I know you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to love it, love it, love it, love it. I ain't seen it yet, but I know that's the little teaser they gave us, so I'm expecting it to be really, really, really good, and to be in that dungeon where the slaves were and to see the mind-blowing. You just got it was mind-blowing. And so many other things happened on this trip that I'm going to share with you guys, okay? So it's going to be coming out soon. I don't know when that's going to be. I mean, in fact, she just texted me. Ain't that crazy? Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. So it's going to be fully completed by Monday. So next week, we will be watching it. I also got to do the interview, the third interview with Dwayne Youngblood, but not by himself, the other two people that worked with Bishop Jakes and was in that whole higher ground, greater, whatever it was thing. I'm going to be talking with them. And I'm also going to be dropping this here. Do you remember you had a dream about the vision? Yeah, with the broken wing. Yes, that was in the election 2020. And let me say this. This needs to be said. This is how come I'm saying what I said. In that election, Trump and Biden, I had a very vivid, two vivid visions. I did not say God said X, Y, Z. I said, this is what I see. I said, according to what I see, Biden is going to win at the last minute because I saw him circling Trump. He was sitting in the Oval Office, and he pulled in on him. I didn't say, see, this is the mistake prophets made. Because I didn't come out and say, God told me that he was going to win. I said, that's what I saw. I don't put that stuff on God because I know I have a gift of sight that God gave me. But everything my sight sights don't mean that God is orchestrating it as the word of the Lord in that moment. It means that my gift that God gave me is letting me see and letting me know, decode, dissect. That's what it means. Not sure what we should do. We are not rich, Larry. What you should just get rich. Put your money in Bitcoin, crypto. Listen to Armando. If you're in my community, you're doing it. And we are up, 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 up. But keep your ear to the ground. Pay attention to trends. And I say, listen to the voice of the Spirit. If you got personal relationships, say, Lord, what do I need to do? It's the Holy Ghost is help. Let me see. Let me see. It was the 12 spies for me. I knew then we were going to get blessed terribly. Oh, yes. Oh, something has happened. Something has happened. Come on now. You should know by now. I'm Ghanaian. So there's no way that I will come to Ghana while they're having a promotion for the descendants of Ghana, if you do an African ancestry, and not leave with my citizenship. You already know I got residency in other countries. I'm very led. Thank you. And I pay attention and then I listen and I move with it. So you should have known that if I'm going to Ghana and I'm taking 12 spies, that we were going for a reason. We were and are set for investment. So we're investing. The community is a very spiritual community and amazing community. And we are in this thing where we are building legacy. I'm telling you, you guys, the American dream is not in America. I repeat, the American dream is not in America. You know you're supposed to be a millionaire. There's information you're missing. I told you who in your ear. You got to get the right person in your ear. Well, I'm already a millionaire, and some of you comfortable just with having one $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, $1 million worth of property in your house and that house over there. Okay, you're doing good by some measure. But if you can't sleep and make money, meaning whether that's in rent, whether that is in stock market dividends, whether that is in the value of your properties going up, you can't do that, it's time to go to the next level. Don't get comfortable. Comfort is your enemy. And I need American citizens to become global citizens. If you're apostolic and prophetic, at some point in time, Spirit ought to be talking to you about the world. Because for God so loved the world, not America, that he gave his only begotten son. You are supposed to be going ye therefore. Let me see. All right. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Larry need to visit Senegal, Goree Island, where the slaves were brought as well. Yeah. Okay, Mike. Ooh. A YouTuber saying that they went there and were treated horrible. Not us. Yeah, they probably were treated horrible, but that could be that one experience, or I don't know what, but that is not my experience. It's the opposite, terribly. Just totally the opposite. No, I'm not referring to that Armando. I'm referring to Armando Poggio, who is a real estate guy. I put a clip on the platform when he was talking to us about what Bitcoin is. A lot of people got in Bitcoin that night for the first time, and they are smiling now. Those that were enslaved, correct. Correct. There's a difference between an enslaved person and a slave person. A slave chooses slavery to repay back a debt, to make up for this, that, and the other. They maintain their humanity. They have provisions. It lasts a certain time. There's a start point and an ending point. Slavery happened all around about the world. But in the West, enslaved people, we call it slavery, but it's enslaved people, meaning they were captured, tricked, taken, and made slaves. That's what happened to us. But it's terrible that it's not discussed proper. We talk more about the Jews and the 6 million, and we don't discuss the countless millions that they still can't count that were killed as a result of catch and capture in this continent, in this country, Ghana, and then shipped to the Americas. Took them 6 to 12-week journey to get there. 2 million jumped over. Then the millions who died while they were being captured in other parts of the continent, and then brought to different countries along, including Senegal, like was said, along that coast, the Ivory and the Gold Coast. There's no number. Multiple millions. And it's hidden from you. It was hidden from me. All right, y'all asking me a lot of questions that I don't do this. I serve the people that I serve. If you were blessed, somebody said financed by the Catholic Church, that's an understatement. It was authorized by the Catholic, the Christian Church. I want y'all to understand that. Slavery is the invention of the church. This is how come I often say that we were moved from the plantation to plantation churches. Go and study the Terra Nullius, the doctrine of discovery, so that you can know the truth. This is how come I tell you Christianity is a tool of colonization. You need to know this. There was history I learned here in Ghana I've never heard with my ears, and I'm a reader, in America at all. Shocked and was impacted deeply. The dungeon, or what they call the slave castle, which is a whitewashing, it ain't no darn castle. The folk were having church at the top, thanking God for the slaves at the bottom that they were raping and killing. Y'all, that's the birth of Christianity. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Am I a Christian? Yes, I'm a Christian. I'm a different kind of Christian, but I am. But the reality is the Christian faith is a business, and they were in the slavery business. And Jesus was the mascot. The ship they brought them over, one of the main ships, was called Jesus. What a wickedness. And I see why some people don't call themselves Christian no more. I got it, but I do because of the word Christ. And this is why I always say Jesus Christ, because Jesus is more so the religious mascot made, that white man. That nigga. But Jesus Christ. Now see, that's what we get into Christ theology. Christ theology. We're talking about the saving of the mind. That's what the soul is. The largest part of your soul is the mind. Twisted. I agree, BJ. Evil. All of that. Sanctioned, created, and made. That it could not have happened. The Portuguese, who were the first to enslave, could not have done it without the backing of the church. Okay, now. All right, I see. Oh, hold on. I did do some good teaching. Now, if you're not going to be with me tonight with the ministry, I'm not talking to you. But if you are not going to be with me tonight, I am talking to you. I want you to donate to us. It's tax deductible right now. But if you are going to be with me tonight, don't donate right now, unless you just want to, because I'm going to ask you again tonight to do a particular seed. And I'm going to speak to certain ones prophetically when I'm live. If you want to be in that, text the word Reformation to 404-999-7527. If you've enjoyed this conversation and you feel a little bit better and a little bit more clear is the key word here, clear, then you can take a moment and donate. I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock. It'll be midnight here. Lord, help me to stay up, Lord. I'll see y'all tonight, okay? It's heavy now. Heavy, but you need to go. You need to go. You need to go. Prophetess Evangelist Bev. You need to go. Love you too, Thais. All right. I see you. Love you. Bye. Oh, let me play the thing one more time. And y'all be ready for that for the thing. The doohickey is coming out next week, she said.
Tell the storm I'm new. I'm a wild, come a march on the regular, painting white flags blue. Lord, forgive me, I've been
This structure was used for trade in human beings. Enslaved Africans were captured from different areas in Africa, put them in chains and shackles, and they traveled on foot for several days, weeks, months, crossing rivers, climbing mountains, hills to get to the dungeons.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.